Hello, my name is Chinmay. I passed my NPTE in my maiden attempt. So my name is Chinmay. I came to the US a year and a half back. I started studying at Dallas Baptist University. Before that, I worked for 9 months in a small outpatient clinic in India. And I thought that it was somewhat restricting to me and I had to take a leap of faith. So US was an obvious choice because I was more interested in sports and US has the most number of Olympic medals and the opportunity here is great. So I decided to come to the US and get a master's degree in exercise science and kinesiology. And then I thought, why not extend my physical therapy knowledge and start practicing as a physical therapist. So that's when I decided to give NPTE. And 8 months before giving NPTE, I had made a decision. And 8 months later, I gave the exam on January and I cracked it luckily. So I'm very happy about it. So StudyBuddy was referred to me by a batchmate who was a batchmate back in my India college, which was MGM College of Physiotherapy. So she had recommended me StudyBuddy. Not only that, my immediate seniors at Dallas Baptist University, a majority of them had taken StudyBuddy. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me because it was very extensive. It covered right from the basics up to the advanced level concepts. So I needed a lot more brush up because I had stopped studying for almost a year, and that big gap can really hamper because there are a lot of facts that you study in your first year and you kind of forget them and they are washed out from your memory. So StudyBuddy had an extensive curriculum which I thought was very necessary to crack this exam. And getting your basics right, your foundation right, on which you can develop is always important according to me. So that's why StudyBuddy was a no-brainer for me. I had to reach them via email, which my batchmate had given me, and that's how I just made the payment and started studying on StudyBuddy 8 months before I gave my exam. So my typical day would revolve always around my exam time. So around 3-4 months before the exam, I had booked my slot, which was 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it was very clear for me that my brain should be switched on between at least by 7:45 a.m. So in the last 2 months, I made sure that I woke up at 6. I did all my routine and I sat on my desk at least by 7:30 because it does take some warm-up time for your brain to be active. So 8 to 2 was absolutely non-negotiable. I would prepare my lunch all by myself. So I would do that after 2, after I thought the exam would get over by 2 p.m. So I would only do every other stuff after 2 p.m. So I would take a small 15-minute break according to the exam time. I had trained my body and my mind to sit in a manner between 8 to 2 so that that wouldn't be a hurdle during my exam time. Other than that, I used to solve almost 45 questions a day, which helped me. So volume negates luck is I had read somewhere, and I only found 5 to 10 questions that were completely out of syllabus or out of the scope of what I had read, which was a very small number. And once you have that confidence that you have solved a majority of questions, it really helps you to not panic in such a high pressure exam. And that really helped my chances, which I feel I overshot my goal and scored a decent number in my real exam. So I had realized that some topics require repeated revisions, like PNI. PNI is a topic that you can't get a hold of, a grasp of very quickly by just studying once. You have to be thorough with it, and repetition was the way to go. So I used to draw a PNI diagram every time I revised MSK, which was non-negotiable. And then there are some topics which have more weightage, some sections that have more weightage. So Ankit sir had mentioned in a lecture that non-system has a lot more weightage because the number of questions are very less. So every time I gave a practice exam, I made sure I studied non-system separately just one day before the practice exam. So I had six at least 6 times I had studied non-system before my final exam. So that amount of revision, because facts, I don't really do well with facts. So working on, I would say, if you have some weaknesses, you have to give more time to that, put in more reps behind it, and so that your retention is much better in those topics. So that would be my suggestion. So my three most important tips would be: volume negates luck. Solve as many questions as possible, because the answer is right ahead of you. You only have to pick the right answer, and if you solve enough number of questions, there are layers and concepts which are repeated over time, and there's a permutation combination behind it. So if you crack that code, it will be much easier exam than what you're thinking about. Secondly, more on your weaknesses than your strengths, because your strengths will always be your strengths, and there'll be a limit to that. But your weaknesses, you can always work on them and balance it out so that your average is much higher. And the last, be a more optimist than a realist, because there's a lot of uncertainty in this exam in terms of your prep. Where do you stand? In what areas do you lack? So it's important that you be a little more optimistic, have a little more self-belief, because uncertainty will kill you, and it will only create more anxiety in your head. And being while taking the test, you'd rather have a little more fake confidence rather than have no confidence at all. So that would be really good. All the best, because you are bound to do well if you have worked enough. You should believe in your preparation more and the process more than the outcome. The outcome will take care of itself eventually. So good luck with the exam.